let's get to this royal stuff because it's fascinating. This exclusive information that you have been given
Yeah.
out of Kensington Palace regarding Meghan Markle, the timing of the launch of her new wine, which is so basic, and just become a housewife already. Just become a housewife already. That's what they do. They start wine brands and then they branch out into other whatever. But apparently, so she has chosen a very specific date to launch, and apparently Prince William is none too happy about this.
Right. So I have a source that says Prince William was not impressed to read that Meghan was launching this alcohol product on Princess Diana's birthday. My source said it's not lost on Prince William that Meghan has launched an alcohol brand on his mother's birthday, the very mum he lost in a drink driving tragedy. When I asked them if there was anger about Meghan using Diana's birthday to promote her commercial products, because this is not the first time she's done this. She hijacks royal events and important dates constantly. My source replied, it's what he's come to expect from her. He doesn't think much of her. They also said they've, William and Catherine, been quite good at ignoring the Sussexes, but anything to do with his mother is still a tender spot. I want to stress the royal family actually does want Harry and Meghan to succeed in whatever they choose to do. The belief is if they feel secure and financially confident, the attacks on the royals will eventually stop. But launching an alcohol product on Princess Diana's birthday, it's not tone deaf. You know, it's not tone deaf. It's incredibly insensitive.
You know, that's a nice sentiment. The idea that if they feel successful or become successful, feel financially solvent, the attacks will stop. But I think it's almost a tautology that they won't, because the only thing that really gives those two relevance is their animus and hatred of the royal family and whatever secrets they have to sell out. Hence, you see something like this, a tasteless launch timed to Diana's birthday when she was killed in a drunk driving accident.
Right. I mean, the fact that anyone should that fact alone should have disqualified anyone, any alcohol related product from launching on her birthday. I get frustrated when I even think about it because I think to somebody like you or I, that's common sense. And Meghan Markle has spent years aligning herself with Diana's legacy. With that history, you can't claim you didn't know. When you've built your entire brand around intention and purpose, this is a conversation you and I regularly have. You'll talk about a comma missing, or when you read some of Meghan Markle's as ever emails, she's trying to tell us that she's obsessed with the detail. This kind of move doesn't read as accidental. It reads as careless at best and cruel at worst.
Yeah, I would firmly come down on the side of cruelty and looking to poke the bear. And I just don't understand the kind of game she's playing, because again, if they're trying to ensure that a future King William will indeed strip those titles, they're doing a bang up job. Couldn't do better at that. That they are succeeding mightily at. You also got a little piece of information, regarding Catherine, Princess of Wales, and how she's doing.
Oh, yes. So, well, this source actually, I had explained to you that this source, the reason why I love this source is because they were the ones that told me last year as Where is Kate was exploding. They told me when everybody finds out what's going on behind the scenes, they're going to feel so guilty for the chaos that had gone on social media, for some of the conspiracies. There was a coma conspiracy, a murder conspiracy, affairs that were being generated online. 2 weeks later, it was announced from Catherine that she had cancer. So that's why I have so much confidence in this source. And then another one I wanted to bring up is somebody that reached out to me about us, saying that
you and I.
Yes, about you and I, saying that you and I have been misrepresenting, misreporting the turnover rates when it comes to Harry and Meghan's staff, people leaving, people being terminated. I usually say about 20. It's, probably over 20 people. This is somebody that has previously worked for them that said...
For Harry and Meghan, you mean?
For Harry and Meghan, that said, the domestic side is a bloodbath as well. We're not considering gardeners. We're not considering housekeepers. We're not considering nannies. We're not considering the staff at home. And Meghan, I was surprised to learn, has a lot of it. More help than we could ever imagine. So when she sits with Jamie Kern-Lima and is like, I work so hard, please know that there's an entire entourage behind the scenes that are picking up after her, helping her. And so I don't know the real number, but I'd say it's double the numbers we've been reporting for the body count when it comes to Harry and Meghan's former staff in the last few years.
Kinsey, it's kind of like when there's a natural disaster and they can't locate the bodies, but they know there probably are not survivors among them. And they say, well, double the body count. That's kind of what this feels like. But you also had this other great piece of information from your source regarding what Prince Harry knows about the ways Meghan berates and abuses her staff and what happens when he happens to walk in on her abusing, my word only, or mistreating or scolding a household employee, whether it's a domestic employee or a member of the as ever staff.
Right. So the tone is Prince Harry will step in. If he sees it, Prince Harry will step in and defend the staff.
He defends the staff.
The staff. But realistically, it's the majority of the alleged abuse happens when he's not there. But if he does happen to catch it, he typically does step in to defend the staff. But it's all strategically done. The mean girl behavior is strategically done away from him because somebody's trying to keep up the facade at home. And so that's the source said, when Harry does happen to witness it, he steps in. But for the most part, he's not privy to it.
God, I wish this guy would find his balls. Seriously, if he's walking in on it more than once, and there have been reports of bullying that you and I are privy to because we read and we have eyes, and Buckingham Palace says, yeah, we've got it locked away in a safe. Why not just tell her to knock it off and treat people decently? It's the idea that she might consider that she's gaslighting these people enough or her husband enough so that if an employee were to go and say, I think I'm being mistreated, that Harry would be like, are you kidding? She's the loveliest person going. He has to know.
I feel like he has to know too, because they signed pretty ironclad NDAs. And my source was concerned about that. Everybody immediately signs pretty aggressive NDAs that scared domestic help. I mean, if you're there to scrub a toilet, you don't want to jeopardize, you can't afford to talk badly about them. You don't set yourself up like that, Prince Harry, unless you're concerned about what somebody might witness.
I would also love just a head count as to who among her staff may be not legal.
Well, that's one of the reasons they say we don't have additional information about her jam. They're saying, are the people that are working behind the scenes to create this product here legally? And that might be one of the reasons why she's so secretive about her jam production.